For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. Also, I've got a new merchandise store, hats, hoodies and new tee designs, all available right now on the link in the description. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Team Road to Glory. It's time for our first attempt at FUT Champions. Unfortunately, as you can see, I haven't played any games as I went in here and there was only 10 hours left. I had a rather busy weekend and unfortunately I didn't get the chance to start playing FUT Champions until around about 8 PM on Sunday evening. So unfortunately not able to get that many games in this weekend. Next weekend is Christmas, but hopefully the weekend after that I might be able to get a few extra games in and try and push a little bit further than just a handful of games. This is the first one though, as you can see here, starting against, well, I was expecting to find teams of this sort of strength and calibre, to be fair, in FUT Champions. When we've been playing in Division 10 in this series, obviously you expect to have rather average sides like my own, but in FUT Champions you can come up against absolutely anyone who's played absolutely any amount of Ultimate Team and can have any of the most amazing players all in the same team. Fortunately though, after 8 minutes, we took a 1-0 lead through Wissam Ben Yedder, and that ended up being the sole goal of the game, and we got a win from our opening game of FUT Champions. So I'm quite happy with that. I get a little bit OCD about playing my first game on a blank account, whether that be in FUT Champions or my first game on Divisions or my first game on Ultimate Team in general. I really didn't want my FUT Champions record to be 0-1. Thankfully, it's not. It's 1-0. As you can see, I've had to take Danny Carvajal out because he was unfortunately a lone player that ran out of contract. I've drafted in Hector Bellerin, my lone Bellerin at right back, so I had to switch a couple of players around to make sure that it was on full chem with the Spanish links, but the side is effectively still exactly the same. We're coming up against another Serie A team here in the second game of FUT Champions. We're going to start off on the front foot. It took a while to get the first goal of the game. Wissam Ben Yedder played through here, one-on-one, and just pokes it underneath the goalkeeper before Gianluigi Buffon can get out to him to stop him from going into the back of the net. We take a 1-0 lead just before the break. Ben Yedder been our best goal scorer so far in this series as a whole, and of course continuing to do so far on the evidence of the opening couple of minutes of this episode. Unfortunately, he equalised through Lorenzo Insigne halfway through the second half. And actually, whilst I mentioned this series in general, there have been a couple of complaints in the comment section of the previous couple of episodes that weren't necessarily part of this series, but included stuff from Ultimate Team from my main account. Now, just to clear that up, in episode number 1 of the Road to Glory series, I did say at various points throughout the entirety of this What the FUT series, there would be the odd video from my main channel to do stuff that I couldn't do on this channel at this current stage. I can't do big pack openings because it's a Road to Glory. I can't do many squad builder challenges because I don't have the players, but I would still like to do those things, and I have been doing those things on my main account, so I'd still like to share them with you, which is why I threw them in to this little series. And there was a key difference in the title as well. It's only small, so I can understand that a few of you might not have seen it, but the videos were titled FIFA Ultimate Team RTG for this particular sort of video, and the ones where it was like the marquee matchups and the 100k packs were titled FIFA 17 Ultimate Team WTF. There's a slight difference, but just to point out that they're part of the What the FUT and not part of this Road to Glory, but they are going to still have like a very similar thumbnail, etc. That's basically the situation. I just thought I'd clear that up because there has been a little bit of confusion in the comment section of the past couple of episodes. But as you can see, the game in the background has gone to penalties after it ending 3-3 after extra time. You can see the standard of penalty as well, the amount of pens missed by both of us. But Jose Maria Jimenez, the centre-back, steps up to give us the winning penalty. We are going to go 2-0 from the opening 2 games of FUT Champions. At present, I had a 200 coin boost on as well. You can see I pretty much deserved to win that game in normal time, but unfortunately just kept conceding to his fast players on the counter-attack. But that moves us up into Bronze 2 after 2 games. The perfect start so far. A couple of changes here to the side again. You can see Augusto Fernandez is into the starting lineup, and I went out and bought myself a Yannick Ferreira Carrasco and replaced Castillejo at the left-hand side of midfield, and also brought in a Spanish league manager as well, rather than the one we were given at the very beginning of the series, which was a Portuguese league manager. This side, though, as you can see, the guy's been playing FUT Champions quite a bit throughout this year so far. A couple of informs from his reward packs from FUT Champions, Kalu and Serla. Aubameyang up top with Bellarabi and Kingsley Coman out wide. The pace in his front line, pretty spectacular. He starts off on the front foot. We get one tackle in. We get the secondary block in on the shot. It drops to Kingsley Coman, missed the third tackle, and then he buries it into the top corner. And I'm 1-0 down after 2 minutes. Not the best of starts. Was hoping to improve from there, but you can see there's a man free on the far side. Bellarabi brings it down well and just puts his foot straight through it. It's 2-0 to our opponent after half an hour. This one not going as well as the previous two. However, we did get into the box just before half-time. Carrasco doing very well into Fernandez. Helps it on its way there to the man that's onside, Kovacic, and he buries it into the back of the net. We have one back. Is the comeback on? The answer... no. Kalou steps up. He got a penalty just before half-time. And if I'd have taken it to half-time with the scoreline at 2-1, I'd have felt confident of getting myself back into it. At 3-1, not so much. And I missed a pullback there. I then swept this one across as well. That would have been 3-3 if they'd both gone in. I do not know how Mateo Kovacic missed that second chance in front of goal. All he had to do was get it on target. As Kingsley Coman went through there, my defender got stuck on Aubameyang and couldn't get the tackle in, so we go 4-1 down, and then Baba pulls this back. Kingsley Coman shot. This is just the aids of Ultimate Team showing through. Couldn't get it clear with the defender. Geronimo Rulli throws it straight at Aubameyang, who stumbles into it, and it goes into the back of the net. We lose by 5-1. Not the scoreline that I deserved from that game, but never mind. You win some, you lose some, and that was definitely one that we lost. So, into the next game. You can see 7 Kem, Anthony Martial up top, Deulofeu and Yannick Bolasie out wide. Strong midfield as well with Ericsson, Dele Alli and Ander Herrera. Hugo Lloris in goal, one of the best goalkeepers on the game. So I wasn't sure how well I was going to get on in this one, to be completely honest. We are just before half-time, as you can see right now. We scored with Ben Yedder in both games so far. This is a really nice move, actually, that sends Ben Yedder away. And a very similar finish to a couple that he scored so far in this FUT Champions run. Tucking it underneath the goalkeeper, one-on-one, just before he gets to it. We take a 1-0 lead just before the end of the first half. And we're actually just at the end of the second half here when Mo Diame makes it 2-0 with 3 minutes to go. Unfortunately, that wasn't the final goal of the game. He was going to go up the other end as my defender misjudges the flight of the ball. Can't get the ball off Memphis. Can't cope with the pace of Memphis. And he smacks it home to make it 2-1 with literally 2 seconds to go before into stoppage time. But thankfully, I was able to hold out and we got the 2-1 win. So we are played 4. Won 3, lost 1 so far in FUT Champions. Going well to this point. Moving into the 5th game, question mark. I'm losing count. Front line of Willian, Aguero and Martial. Very strong. Midfield of Özil, Kante and Kevin De Bruyne. Even stronger. And then his defence is pretty physically strong with the pace of Kyle Walker and Alberto Moreno. And then Bailly and Koscielny are fantastic. And then Hugo Lloris again in goal. Now, we did well against Lloris in the previous game, so I was hoping that I could do the same in this one. But you can see by the way he's playing the ball around. This guy's pretty good at the game. I get a little bit lucky with the first save, but then Willian just wins the header and nods it home to make it 1-0 to him after 26 minutes. Not long after that, he sends a through ball to Sergio Aguero. I'm not going to catch him. He buries it into the back of the net to make it 2-0. And I was having trouble with the tactics at this stage. You may have seen me ranting on Twitter about it on Sunday evening with regards to my defenders getting constantly caught on the counter-attack despite having my defence set to cover and not offside trap and my wing-backs set to not to push forward when attacking. I was constantly left with just 2 centre-backs on the halfway line when he won the ball back on the edge of his box and just countered on me. And with the pace of Willian, Martial and Aguero up top and the finishing ability of those 3 as well, I just kept getting cut apart. Anthony Martial made it 4-1 there. KDB around the outside. He's going to turn the ball back into the box. Martial wins this header to make it 5-1. And then it's not over yet on the counter-attack again, although I do have a fair full amount of defenders back here for this one, but still can't cope with the pace of Aguero. He's going to race away and make it 6-1. So I've been winning by slim margins, 1-0, 2-1, but when I lose, I seem to lose rather heavily. 5-1 and 6-2 are the 2 defeated scorelines we've had so far in FUT Champions. Right then, not going so well. Definitely in a rut here, kind of win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1. We played the 5 placement games though, and we stay in Bronze 2. And now you can see if we stay in Bronze 2, we get 3,000 coins and 2 premium gold packs. Made a couple more changes to the starting lineup. Iñaki Williams coming in for Rodrigo, paid 1,600 coins for him, and then also brought in Arda Turan in midfield as well for 2,100 coins. The 2 most expensive signings we've made so far in this road to glory. Coming up against a full Ligue 1 side next, with some decent players in there, as you can tell. Braithwaite and Menez up top, very fast. Javier Pastore is one of the best central midfielders on the game. Verratti, very good too. Tolisso is a very good all-round midfielder. Marquinhos and Serge Aurier are two of the best defenders in that league in his starting lineup too. We did, however, get off to a good start, thanks to Benya after 4 minutes, giving us a 1-0 lead, tucking it home well on his left foot. Not too long after that, we were going to make it 2. Yannick Carrasco pushing forward here. Turns it inside, Ben Yedder slots it home. Very good finish, actually, on his left foot. Had to get it into that corner to stop Areola from saving it, and did so very well indeed. Vasquez sends through Ben Yedder again, and he buries it accordingly into the bottom corner. 3-0 inside half an hour. And rather understandably, that brought the rage quit from the guys. So we get another win, and then that moves us up to 4 ? I think for the for FUT Champions so far. They were the only 3 shots I'd had in the game. Yes, moves us up to 4. So we are 4 wins and 2 defeats from the opening 6 games so far. Moving into the next game, front line of Lacazette, Fekir and Kingsley Coman, who tore me apart a couple of games ago. He's got Kante in the midfield again as well. Thiago and Renato Sanchez, another very, very strong backline. Luke Shaw, Smalling, Zuma, Kyle Walker and Begovic, who, along with Jack Butland, has to be one of the best goalkeepers on the game, despite not being rated that highly. N'Golo Kante was in my box, though, in the opening 15 minutes or so, and that is the first goal of the game. That kind of set the pattern for things to come. Fekir strokes it off the post, and the keeper inexplicably just pushes it into the back of his own net. I have no words for that. Nabil Fekir racing through again here. Shot well saved. Clear it with a defender. No, he decides to take a touch. Gets tackled. Lacazette puts it into the back of an empty net. Yes, after that first goal went in, that really did set the tone for the rest of this game. Vasquez, though, holds off the defender and then just thumps this into the back of the net. I thought, oh, all right, maybe 2-1 before half-time. We might be back in this one like we were in the previous one. Unfortunately, though, despite making it to half-time, we're still a 2-1 scoreline. Kingsley Coman races away, tucks it home. A 3-1 scoreline in the 62nd minute, and we're going to take our 3rd defeat from the FUT Champions weekend. I wasn't expecting to do that well in this opening weekend, but 4 wins and 3 defeats from the opening 7 games. I was hoping to do a little bit better than kind of a win and a loss from each game, kind of averaging 50% from the games we played. So we're heading into the 8th game of the FUT Champions tournament so far. A strange team, not the obvious, not much chemistry. He's got a centre forward Oscar at striker alongside Michy Batshuayi. Kevin Trapp there on basically no chem. Similarly with Stefan Lichtsteiner. So I wasn't sure what to expect from this one, but I kind of expected myself to win, really. I would have been very disappointed had I not won. In the end, it only took 1 goal to win the game, and I was very fortunate with how it came about. However, I smacked this guy. I could not have dominated this game more. You'll see the stats in a moment. I put on a 1,000 coin boost for the next 15 games from the club to try and get myself some extra coins to help build a stronger team for next week's FUT Champions. But you can see 16 shots, 10 on target, and I only won by 1-0. Unfortunately, this is the last game that I was able to play with FUT Champions this weekend. We made it into Bronze 1. There was only 6 hours, 55 minutes left, as you can see there. So understandably, it was gone midnight. I needed to get the video edited so that I could commentate it and get it uploaded for you guys today on Monday. So that unfortunately is all we were able to do this week on FUT Champions. But we started off slowly and we got 5 wins from our 8 games. We'll get 7,500 coins and 1 premium gold players pack as the reward midweek. I think they normally come about Wednesday. So you should see probably a game from some divisions on Wednesday, and then I'll do a separate video for the FUT Champions rewards. Not that they'll be that amazing, but still, that will come later on in the week. Do let me know in the comment section down below what side you think I should build for next week's FUT Champions, or the next FUT Champions that we do. I'm not sure how much I'll get done over the Christmas weekend, but I would like to try and change things up. Ben Yedder has been phenomenal for us, though. I think he scored something like 16 goals in 10 games. He's been unbelievable, so I'm kind of leaning towards building a French side, especially considering the way that I got destroyed by French players in this episode, most notably Martial, who's probably out of my price range to be fair, but Kingsley Coman did very well against me. Nabil Fekir destroyed me as well, so I might be leaning towards building a French team. You guys will have to let me know what you think in the comment section down below, but that's going to be all for this week's FUT Champions and today's episode of the What the FUT Road to Glory. Thank you very much for watching. Do drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too for more. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed, whether it be career mode wise or this series over the past few days. But for now, I'll see you next time.